So let's now welcome the candidates to the stage. Vice President Kamala Harris and President Donald Trump.
The nominees for president came face-to-face tonight for their first debate, and the first time ever. Americans across the country watched. That includes here in Minnesota. This is from the University of Minnesota. Students there joined millions of others as former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris made their pitches to the American people.
Yeah, from the economy to abortion, fracking, immigration, they covered a lot of topics. Chief political reporter Tom Hauser joins us tonight to break down what happened on that debate stage. Tom?
Yeah, Kevin, as expected, three of the major topics were touched on early: the economy, immigration, and abortion. Let's get right to some of the highlights, starting with the abortion issue. Trump and Harris, after shaking hands, tangled over whether Trump would sign a federal abortion ban. He said he would not sign such a ban and accused Harris and her running mate, Tim Walz, of being extreme by supporting abortion, in some cases up to and including the 9th month.
The Democrats are radical in that. And her vice presidential pick, which I think was a horrible pick, by the way, for our country, because he is really out of it. But her vice presidential pick says abortion in the 9th month is absolutely fine. He also says execution after birth. It's execution, no longer abortion, because the baby is born, is okay.
As I said, you're going to hear a bunch of lies, and that's not actually a surprising fact. Let's understand how we got here. Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And they did exactly as he intended. And now in over 20 states, there are Trump abortion bans. And I pledge to you, when Congress passes a bill to put back in place the protections of Roe v. Wade, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. But understand, if Donald Trump were to be reelected, he will sign a national abortion ban.
It's a lie. I'm not signing a ban, and there's no reason to sign a ban, because we've gotten what everybody wanted. Democrats, Republicans, and everybody else, and every legal scholar wanted it to be brought back into the states, and the states are voting.
Now, to be clear, Minnesota's abortion law, signed by Governor Tim Walz, Harris's running mate, does allow abortion into the 9th month. But Walz has never said he supports killing babies after birth. That's not legal anywhere. On another topic, the two candidates tangled on the issue of crime, which Trump says is out of control, especially illegal immigrant crime, a topic Harris turned to Trump's own legal problems.
I think this is so rich, coming from someone who has been prosecuted for national security crimes, economic crimes, election interference, has been found liable for sexual assault, and his next big court appearance is in November at his own criminal sentencing.
I'm winning most of them, but those are cases, it's called weaponization. Never happened in this country. They weaponized the Justice Department. Every one of those cases was involved with the DOJ.
And again, back to the issue of crime. For the record, the FBI says that violent crime dropped 15% in the first quarter of 2024, including a 26% decrease in murders. Now, many of you likely watched that debate, but if you didn't, you can see the entire debate on ABC News Tonight. We'll also have it available at KSTP.com. Kevin?
Okay, Tom Hauser reporting.